And so to have my calendar be filling up with real, roof replacement appointments is huge. And that's why I want to continue to invest in this segment, is because it's producing that exact type of lead that I'm after.
I was really hoping, we could just have a chill conversation, laid back, and kind of start from like the beginning, like how we met, stuff like that, and kind of how things have been going so far. So walk
Yeah,
me through, like, how did we meet? Like, how did you discover like that I even existed?
sure. So I found an ad online through social media and figured it was worth exploring and reached out. I think it's probably a good idea to like backtrack even further, right?
Okay.
In the idea of like social media advertising. So the progression of my business has been such that uh, I've I've wanted to do more in the social media space. I see tons of ads on social media, and I wanted to explore it. So
Hmm.
what I first did was I hired a company, or rather, I was paying a company to send me leads. I was buying leads on a per lead basis.
Hmm.
Um, and what I found with that was I never met the guys. They weren't very responsive. They would just randomly set appointments for me. And I would say they set probably 15 appointments for me. Of those, two actually happened. Very low quality. The people who were introducing the lead service for me, it was never branded with my business. It was
Hmm.
just branded as kind of like a low cost option for people. So
Yep.
very bad. Um, so I transitioned over and decided to try to figure out the social media advertising myself.
Hmm.
And I put out some ads out there, and I wasted a lot of money on that and had exactly zero leads from it. And so I was kind of burned on the social media side. I saw your ad and thought, I'll give this a try. And seemed like a trustworthy guy. And I went into the I went into the opportunity thinking the goal was to not lose money, and
Hmm.
that was really the baseline of what my expectation was given the past. Very skeptical, but leads started to come in, and I was really excited to see that. And not only did they come in, the appointments were set. The customers and potential customers were actually introduced to my business. They knew it was Alltek coming, which was
Hmm.
awesome. And all the customers had very good things to say about their interactions with your business as
Nice.
well. And on top of that, every meeting actually happens. So these are very high quality leads
Hmm.
with people actually making a decision. So it's been a very positive experience today.
Nice. Well, yeah, that's really good feedback. Thanks. And yeah, I remember. I think you were pretty darn skeptical when we first met, which is totally fine. That's
Yeah,
totally fine. Did you end up talking? You ended up talking with one of my clients, right?
I did. Yeah. So I requested a kind of a reference check.
Yep.
Spoke to one of your clients in a nearby but non-competing territory,
Sure.
and he had nothing but good things to say. Very honest feedback,
Hmm.
and I just expected, if I get anything close to the success that he's had, this will be a home run, and
Yeah.
I did, and I was very encouraged.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. And so with us being together, like how kind of like explain the process, like what actually happens when you get a lead, or like explain how does it actually work when you get an appointment and what happens after that?
Sure. So I get the process from my perspective
Yeah.
has been there's kind of two ways it works. One is either Jay reaches out and asks me questions about whether a lead is worth my time or not, which I really do appreciate.
Sure.
Uh, you know, in this business, we're running around all over the place, and I
Yeah.
would hate to waste time. So I really appreciate the qualifying aspect of it. But the way it usually works is that I just get a notification. I get a text message notification and an email with an appointment confirmation, location, email address, the customer's actual phone number, and it shows up directly onto my calendar. And I don't have to really do anything but show up to the appointment, which is really awesome. It's very easily, very seamless on my end of it.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. We try to make it pretty easy and qualified so that yeah, you're not having to do too much. Just because that's like a lot of feedback we got. We used to just generate leads for our clients, and a lot of times, there are, every lead isn't perfect, and so maybe it's a wrong number, or maybe it's just like a little job that the contractor doesn't want to do. So actually, not too long before you came on, we added this appointment setting process, and yeah, it's been going pretty well so far. It's definitely been having a client stick on longer, just because it's way better than just sending them like a name, number, and email. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and thinking about it from my side of it, a lot of there are other companies that offer this sort of same service from
Hmm.
sending you leads through social media, but I haven't seen any that actually book the appointments, reach out to the leads immediately. And that's a
Gotcha.
huge benefit because as a small business, I don't have the resources and capacity to reach out to these leads the moment they come in.
Right.
I just can't do it. And so to
Yeah.
have that in addition to it is humongous. I mean, it makes a huge
Hmm.
difference.
Yeah, because the speed to lead, that was another thing. You guys are busy. You don't have time to drop everything you're doing and call a lead the second it comes in, but we can. So yeah,
Right.
that's a really good point. And yeah, so yeah, and I mean, yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head. That's pretty much exactly how things come in. From your perspective. And what have you seen like from the volume of appointments? Like how has that been? Like the amount of appointments you're getting, not only just like the quality, but how like, are you happy with like the volume and what's that like?
Yeah, the volume is great. I think you do a good job of trying to test different things, getting different ads in the market,
Yeah.
that are branded with my business, which is awesome, and that has converted into quite a few appointments. I'm running around all the time on these appointments, and it's been great. And it's been great to the point where, as you know, I've increased the our spend budget
Hmm.
for this, which is huge, and I think next week we'll probably increase it again.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best testimony to that this is working, and I'm really happy with the outcome.
Yeah. Yeah. We're ever since we tried that free gutters, man, it's been crazy. And now we know that the video ads work for you. So yeah, we're always
Yeah.
testing, always improving, and yeah, the videos have been killing it. So we're gonna definitely make sure that we're adding in new ones, and then scale up the ad budget when necessary. And then pretty soon you're churning out a ton of appointments. And what's like the goal for you? Are you looking to bring on like salespeople, or are you just looking to stay lean and mean, or what's the goal for you?
Yeah, well, I think we're getting to a point very soon where I'm going to have to start bringing on additional people
Hmm.
to get to all these appointments and to still provide a great customer experience.
Yeah.
So yes, the plan would be to continue to increase the budget, so long as it's still productive, and then bring on additional salespeople to really start
Hmm.
churning through all these leads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've spoken with some of the other of the sales guys that have become my friends that are working at the larger competing businesses in the market, and they've given me honest feedback of what their kind of lead profile looks like that they're generating
Hmm.
from their companies, and they've been pretty surprised with kind of where I'm at today and the quality of appointments, like real shots on goal, as
Yeah.
opposed to just looking at little, my roof is leaking and you just got to put some, small repairs going on.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting to a point very soon where bringing on some great salespeople to service all this is coming before long.
Hmm. Yeah. That'd be huge. Cause yeah, you started this company, just you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah. So, and then yeah, do you have like a project manager or something too? Because I know you sent me a picture, a really nice picture that I'm planning on using soon. And there was that other guy that you had a picture with.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
my
one
much
true?
better looking brother-in-law.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, man. So yeah, and do you know how many jobs you've actually closed from this?
I couldn't tell you how many I've closed.
Okay, if it's ballpark, that's fine.
It's over 10, I would think.
Over 10? Okay.
Yeah,
And do you remember how long we've been together? I think it was, what
like
was
a
it?
month
End
and a
of
half,
March? Yeah,
2 months.
month and a half to 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, around 10 jobs, that's really good. I mean, that's pretty, those are steady results. And then, yeah, of course, as we scale it up, then, you're getting more, but that's great.
Yeah, and those are full roof replacement jobs too. Those aren't the
Right.
little repairs and things like that.
Yeah. Solid. Okay. So awesome, man. So I guess like, would you have anything that you'd say to guys in your shoes, like they're kind of watching this, maybe skeptical, or just guys that are watching this, maybe thinking about pulling the trigger, probably don't know who to trust, like kind of how you were?
Yeah, uh, give it a shot. Speak to Jay, and just try it. There's no long term commitment, which is why I did it.
Yeah.
And just see if it works for you. It's been working. I would recommend it. I'm good at
Yeah.
selling roofs. I'm not good at selling your service, Jay.
Yeah. That's all right. But we gotta edit that part out because now we're locking people into year-long contracts. So
Oh,
I'm
you
just
are?
no, I'm
Okay,
just
I was
kidding.
gonna say, uh-oh. Well then, I don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm all right. That's cool. All right, man. So yeah, I don't know too much else what to talk about. I mean, we had some good stuff on here. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll
pretty
jump in. So
okay. Sure.
this is an important differentiator too for what you're doing. Is
Okay.
that when you're a small business, you really got to be careful about the quality of the lead, right?
Mhm.
It's very important to get real shots on goal for real roof replacements of people that are like trying to make a decision.
Yeah.
Because you can waste a lot of time and a lot of money running around just on these small, some of my fascia blew off, or
Yeah.
I've got a shingle kind of that doesn't look quite right,
Yep.
and you drive an hour out there. If it's Google local service ads, you're paying 80, $90 for that person to call you. And it's a waste of time and a waste of money. And when you're small and you're trying to grow, you just don't have the resources to just blow like that.
Hmm.
So you want to find areas where you're really honed in on the type of lead that you're after and getting those types of appointments. And for my business, it was residential replacement. And Jay, you and I talked about this a lot in the beginning before you kind of came on, is that
Yep.
that's all I want. I don't want to waste time on really anything else. And so to have my calendar be filling up with real, roof replacement appointments is huge. And that's why I want to continue to invest in this segment, is because it's producing that exact type of lead that I'm after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
that makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I do remember when we first met. Yeah, you were more. I want to make sure that this can be worth my time, and I think as a business owner, that's the biggest thing. Like, and I think you have a good understanding of that, which is why you're doing so well as a newer company. You want to make sure that you, as the sole business owner, you want to make sure that you're spending your time on only like revenue producing activities. You don't want to, and everything else you should delegate. And so I think that you kind of have that understanding of, I need to make sure that what I'm doing, I'm going to get, you know, maximum return on. So yeah, that's a really good mindset that you have is, and that's something that I've noticed from you. So that's good.
Yeah, one other thing I'll say too. So this is also important. Is that
Hmm.
I was talking to a buddy of mine who's not in this business at all,
Hmm.
and he owns a different kind of business. He's an electrical engineer,
Okay.
and we were talking about how we're growing, what we're doing, and I was telling him about my use of Jay's. What do you want me to call you, Stevens Media?
You can call me Stevens Digital.
All right. I was telling him about my use of Stevens Digital and how productive it has been through social media advertising. And his first reaction was, wow, you got to figure out what he's doing so you can do it. And I thought about
Right.
that, and I responded to him, and I'm like, no, I don't want anything to do with that side of the business. One, it's non-core to what I actually want to focus in on and bring in-house. And
Hmm.
two, Jay's out there and his spend is enormous relative to my spend on advertising. So he's testing new ads all
Yeah.
over the country and seeing what works and optimizing that and bringing that experience to my business. Like my spend relative to his budget is tiny. So he's able to test on a much broader scale than I am to figure out what works. Whereas me doing it by myself, some will work, some won't. I have no idea. And I don't have that access to all the different opportunities. And the third leg is I have no interest in building this like, fast calling center, speed to lead
Yeah.
conversion. I'm nowhere near kind of building something like that out. It's just non-core. So it makes
Hmm.
the most sense actually for me to just continue to use his services instead of trying to do all of this internally and kind of continue to, stub my toe and hit speed bumps along the way.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a very like mature response, and that's very true because yeah, I mean, we've got clients everywhere and we're constantly testing, and what worked last year isn't working as well as now. And so, as a small company who's not running ads for anyone else, if you were just running your own ads, you would have no idea. You would be
Yeah,
kind of banging your head against the wall. And so yeah, that's very true. And yeah, and there's the speed to lead call center as well. So
yeah,
yeah, that piece too. Yeah, that's huge. So yeah, and that kind of makes me think of something like what actually made you want to do this? Like, were you kind of cruising along? You're like, man, you know, referrals or door knocking just isn't cutting it. Like, what actually made you kind of pull the trigger on this?
yeah. So in order to have a healthy business, you need to have a lot of different ways that you get a lead.
Hmm.
And I use a lot of different services to generate leads. Because like you said, what may work one year may not work next year.
Right.
Sometimes one avenue is really productive and the others aren't. And
Hmm.
so you need to have multiple ways to get leads. What made me want to pursue social media is that I see the big companies in my market constantly on social media.
Yeah.
And either they're just doing brand awareness, which I doubt, or it's working for them. And so they're investing heavily into social media. And if it's working for them, then I want to figure it out and
Hmm.
partner with somebody that can help me also make that a productive avenue of lead generation.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, because yeah, there definitely are some big companies out there that are spending a lot on ads. They got a lot of ads, and yeah, I'm always looking at them, looking at what they're doing. A lot of times, I feel like they've just got such big ad budgets that whatever
Yeah.
they do, it's gonna work anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's some of that, right? It is. And that's kind of the more the brand awareness and they just throw money at it. But
right.
the reason they can do that is because that's not their sole area. They've got all these
Hmm.
other areas that they're generating leads. And so they're just testing, they're just throwing money out there. They've got
Yeah.
humongous bank accounts that I don't. But so that just makes it all the more reason why you need to partner with somebody who understands the space so you don't just get eaten alive.
Hmm. Yeah. That's very true. Yeah, because I do know. Yeah, there's some companies that just refuse to do anything. They're like, I've seen some comments on social media. They're like, something like, If you do good work, you don't need any ads or something like that." And that's just completely. I don't agree with that. But
Well, that works if you've been in the business for 25, 30 years and you've got a referral base,
hmm.
right? Then sure, work on referrals, do that. But I got bad news. You're not gonna ever grow. You you're where you're gonna
Hmm.
be. If you want to grow, you have to find new channels
Yeah.
to generate additional leads, and this is one of the great channels that I'm discovering to continue to grow my business.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I like it. So, yeah, I mean, with you saying that, if we ever want to try out another avenue like TikTok, not a lot of marketing companies are doing TikTok for roofing companies. I don't know a single one, and I know a lot of people in this space.
Yeah,
I'm in tons of groups, a lot of paid groups even, with these roofing marketing guys, and yeah, not a lot of people are doing TikTok. So yeah, if we ever want to try something else, yeah, give me a holler. I'd be definitely down to try it out with you because that you got me thinking with that, and that's a very true thing that you said. So
Yeah, yeah, and that's another area where it's great working with you is that
mhm.
so there are two additional things I would say that have been a really refreshing kind of experience working with you. One is that you'll entertain my ideas like that to maybe we try TikTok or maybe we try
Mhm.
this or and you'll be more of like a partner to me
Yeah.
in that sense, which is awesome. The other big one, and this is really big, is that you're responsive. So when I call
Mm.
you, when I text you, even sometimes late at night because
Yeah.
that's just my life. You're responsive. You answer the phone. You get back to me. I mean, that's huge, and it's so hard to find people who are actually responding to people and
Mhm.
interacting and all of that and acting like a partner. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Whenever I see that on my phone, I know, I know it's Tom trying to get a hold of me, and yeah, I've
Sending
got
me goofy photos,
yeah. Yep.
upsetting my crews with marketing photos.
Yeah. Yep. I love those pictures, by the way. And yeah, it's not just. It's kind of another thing here is it sometimes with a marketing relationship like this, it's not all on the marketer. The roofer's got to be able to meet the demands of the marketer in the sense that, hey, we need like a constant like refresh of like, photos. And you've been able to provide that. And I don't have to pester you. You're always getting me new photos. And I really appreciate that because you wouldn't believe how tough it is for companies to get me photos, like new photos.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
awesome.
I've got some ideas for you, Jay. I've got a huge roof I'm doing on a church next month,
Okay.
and
Nice.
I'm actually going to hire a photographer to come out, take photos. All the guys are going to be wearing all of my branded shirts. We're
Nice.
going to get you some really good photos
Okay.
next month. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. That's good. That's
Hmm.
good. Yeah. Cause yeah, I mean those group photos, I don't know what it is, but those kill it. And we got the videos too. So I think we've got a pretty good grasp on what's working right now. And I think it's just a matter of rolling with it and making sure that it stays fresh and if necessary, put a little more ad budget in. And then yeah, we're rocking and rolling. So yeah.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Cool. Well, yeah, I appreciate you doing this. I don't really have too much else. But yeah, I mean, I really appreciate it. It's been really nice working with you. You've been really awesome. I think we've connected well, and I'm
Hmm.
looking forward to the future, definitely.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a lot more going, Jay.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thanks again. And yeah, stay dry out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, that I think that's it for me. Unless
All
you have
right.
anything else to add.
No, no, we're good.
Okay, cool. Well,
All right.
thanks. I'll talk to you.
You got it. Have a good one, man.
You too. Bye bye.